Hi everybody, I'm back. Okay, this young lady, I decided to name her Whitney. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon, so you're going to have to excuse the glare. I'm trying to get this done so I can get it uploaded somewhat early. Whitney is what I decided to name her. And this is, I took out my airbrush because it was going to be more expeditious, I thought. And then I spent an hour fuddling around. So this is where we are at with little Miss Whitney. That light is kind of awful. Let me pick you up and see if we can get a better... My goodness. Is that any better? No. There we go. That's a good look. I clouded up her eye. I put some more green on her, and then I hit her with some flesh tone over top of the green. I like how she's looking. It still needs like a bloody coat under where her mouth is. That's what we're going to do today, is the bloody coat. And then a kind of a gel coat over the eye. I really like how she's looking. So let me set you down. Let's try to set you in a spot where you can see what I'm doing. Look at all this doll's hair. I mean, that's a lot of hair. See, I already signed her, so I wouldn't forget. Let me move this out of the way so that I can get to my paint palette. Oh, God. Why do I always look so sloppy? Goodness. All right. There is Miss Whitney. I've got so many cords under my desk, you guys, and I keep stepping on them, and I think I'm pulling something off, and I don't pull anything off, and... Jeez. Okay, so I have my palette over to that side, and I am just going to get a somewhat small brush so that I can really get in there. So I have a brush that is this size. I believe this is a fingernail brush. I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but I think it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want this kind of soupy and glossy. So I'm going to take a little bit of our Duracoat gloss varnish that we used on her chest because I really like how that dried. And by the way, you guys, when I had said that this was going to be a, what the heck did I call it? Now I can't even remember what I called it. Crap, an antique, I think. I was wrong. Anyway, it ended up being a full coat coverage. Whatever. I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Okay, so I've got the paint. I dipped it in the, like, the bloody blood color, and I ran it through the Duracoat gloss varnish, and I'm just going to let it kind of pool and puddle up underneath the scarry parts. It's going to get on the scarry parts. That's fine. It's probably better if it gets on the scarry parts. Don't care. Do not care. And I just put a little little dot of this out onto my desk. So it's not even that big of a deal. Why does this doll remind me so much of the Joker? I think it's the smile. Why it's so serious? You know, I'm going to dab a little bit on here and there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm really trying to get you to where you can see everything. And as I tap this on, it goes on very sheer. I don't know. Here we go again with the stupid lights. I think that might help you see. Okay. So this is all I'm doing, is I'm tapping it in, and I am going to have to kind of turn her a little bit towards me so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm going up underneath these to tuck the bloody color up underneath. trying to make sure I don't put my elbow in it too. I had already painted the red part on before I did the cotton ball thing on her. But we covered it all up, but I still see the dark outline of underneath where it was. Okay, a little bit of drippy blood here and there, because why not? You know, never hurts. Oh gosh, I gotta think of an idea for her story. I don't know what her story is gonna be, guys. I mean, I know I'll come up with something. I just don't know what yet. Let's put some up here around her eye. Because I like that thought. Okay. Now, the gloss varnish would keep regular paint from drying on it properly, but this ink will pretty much adhere to anything, and once it dries, it's permanent. It's not like watercolor, where if you do watercolor and then wet it again, it goes back to its watercolor state. It's not like that. The inks will stay permanent. They'll stay dry, and they're light fast, and that's important. Make sure your stuff is light fast. Okay, so we've got that. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? I'm liking it. I want to put some varnish or some gloss over her eye, and I have this I'll show you after I pour it, because I store it upside down so that it stays to the tip and doesn't bubble on me. But it's upside down, but it's that stuff. It's DecoArt Media Liquid Glass. And we'll put some of this. Maybe. I'm thinking it might have crap. Are you kidding me? Excuse me, guys, 1 second. I gotta get a needle to poke this open. Always something. Okay, this should be working now. Maybe. Well, we'll see, I guess. This stuff is nice because it's kind of self-leveling. And it dries clear. So we'll get the effect of, anyway, this is what it's called. And I store it, like I said, upside down so it stays in the tip. That's the idea anyway. All right, now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to dip it back in my red. And I'm going to kind of mush it around. because we have that fabulous, like, gross looking eye under here, but I just think it would look better if it had a little bit of the bloody color in it. And I'm also going to take a little bit of just plain black, just a tiny little hint. See how much I have on my brush, and this is just to paint her eyelashes. I mean, pretend like you're putting mascara on. I'm just touching the eyelashes so that I can get them back to their actual eyelash color. Try not to touch their skin. You know the drill. And I have a little few over here that I gotta kind of doctor. And I believe I might even touch these up over here. Oops. I just got cocky and touched her skin. After I said, don't touch her skin. Fabulous. Okay. Oh, I need a little more. And I want this brush just barely damp with paint. Oh, I hope that you cannot hear my husband's movie choice. I don't know what he's watching, but it's got full of cuss words, even worse than I cuss. So, there you go, you know. Okay, now the downside to using this stuff is now she has to stay exactly as she is until tomorrow. So, let me tip you back up. So we can't do nothing with her until tomorrow. But she looks fabulous. I really like the way she's turning out. I did take some of the green and I kind of very gently tinted her skin on her arms and the rest of her face. I liked the way it looked. I love that color green. And I think that she looks fabulous. I have to work on her story. And this is just a short video. I apologize. I would have shown you the airbrush, but I'm not that good at it. So it takes me twice as long. It's kind of like, ooh, my hair. Kind of like the sculpting. I'm not that great at it yet. I know what I'm doing. I'm just very slow. So it's a very laborious process for me. But I think it adds so much to it. I love using the airbrush when I can. It really does help, especially since we didn't use the watercolor pencils to create the veining on her. Had I done that, I might not have used the airbrush. But there you go. You know, what are you going to do? So if anybody has any questions that they'd like answered on how I did any of this, let me know. If you want to see something in particular, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it very much, so you're more likely to get me on Facebook than anywhere. So, or leave a comment here, you know, click like, click subscribe. I'm trying not to bash you in the head with that, but I would appreciate it if you did. And don't forget about the Motor City Nightmares Horror Convention coming at the end of April. And we'll try to remember to put a link in the description box below so you can come see me. And see the dolls. All the dolls will be there. Every doll I have will be there. Including that girl right there. I'm waiting on something for her. My daughter is sculpting me something for her. I'm excited for that. That's going to kind of push the envelope for people a little bit, I think. So come see me. All right. I am going to actually do another video, so it's not just one video today, it's going to be two, because our little Josephine May is dry, and I did actually put a coat of airbrush on her, and I'm going to pull her up next, but that's going to be a completely different video. So thank you very much, and I hope you come back tomorrow for part 3. Bye-bye.